Do you think about starting your own side hustle? Maybe you want to start your own online income. Or maybe you want to lose some weight and start getting in better shape. Or in general, maybe you just want to start something new. Then you might know the following, that you experience this inner need to first go into some kind of learning phase, right? You think, okay, I'm not good enough right now. I can't start this right now. I have to educate myself first. My name is Dennis and I'm building my business in sales right now because I want to live free and travel the world. And right now we are in Medellin, Colombia. And here on YouTube, the goal is to document everything, like the whole journey, the ups and downs, and everything in between, as I always say. And of course, also the learnings. So if this is interesting, consider subscribing and we will see each other in the next video. But right now, let's continue with the video. So this is exactly what I did in I think 2017, because there I wanted to start my first business in e-commerce, right, in Amazon FBA. I had no money as a student, right, in school. So I said, okay, before I start something, I have to know everything. I have to learn everything. So I was watching every video possible out there on YouTube. I was buying courses and I was going through the courses. I was going through them sometimes several times. I had my notes. I knew everything in theory, but I still wasn't feeling ready. I still wasn't feeling, okay, I can do this right now. My money is well invested, my money is safe if I put in some money, because of course I had the theory, but I hadn't really learned anything because I never did anything. Why do you, or why do we in general start these learning phases? Because we do not feel ready yet, right? We do not feel good enough. We feel, okay, if we would start right now, we would fail. We do want to have some kind of plan that we want to execute. But the problem is that once we start the learning phase doesn't end, right? We learn for 2 months, we learn for 3 months. We're in this learning phase for maybe a year right now, and the only thing we've done is we've consumed theory. And after those 2 months, 3 months, 12 months, the thing is you still do not feel ready yet, right? Because feeling ready never comes from theory, and it isn't solved by consuming more theory. Feeling ready only comes from the learning experiences, from practical execution, from actually doing the thing. So by definition, we still at some point, we have to go out and do the thing while not feeling ready in order to at some point feel ready. We have to do things where we do not feel good enough, where we feel I do not know enough, I don't have a plan right now, I don't have the exact structure for me where I'm confident in the structure, in order to receive that structure at some point, because we only get it through going out there, executing and then receiving feedback, which will then at some point lay out the structure for us, where we do feel comfortable in. Okay, alright, and where does this come from? This comes from the ego, right? Or more precisely from fear, which is like an energy field of the ego. And if you watch some of my videos, what is fear? My definition of fear is trying to predict the future and expecting a negative outcome, right? Because this is what we do. We don't know what will happen, but we're trying to predict what will happen and always experience or always expect something super negative. If I will do this, I will lose all of my money and I will be homeless. We always envision horror scenarios because of fear. What I learned from my mentor, when we start new things, or in general when we do things, we have two options, right? We can be guided by our belief, which is something that can't be explained rationally, but it's always energizing because we believe in ourselves, we believe in what we do. Or we have also the decision we can be guided by our fear, or through our fear. And fear always de-energizes, and fear always paralyzes, right? This is what you maybe experience when you're like in extreme fear. You're paralyzed. Paralyzation and also fear hinders from taking action, while belief helps us to take action. So the last thing I want to share today is the concept that I call taking action versus preparing for action. And this was like a realization that I had, I think, like around 1 year ago. So the first one is preparing for action. And preparing for action is everything that helps you to take action, everything that makes it easier for you to take action, and that makes your taking action process stronger and better and faster. For example, educating yourself or getting mentors or improving at something that helps you to take action, right? Learning, getting a personal trainer when you want to go to the gym, watching videos about training when you want to go to the gym, when this might be your goal. But the thing is, preparing for action itself will never bring you closer to your goal, not even one single step. It will help you execute, but in and of itself, it will not bring you closer to your goals. And that's the second category, right? Is taking action. And taking action is doing the things that literally bring you closer towards your goals. When you want to go to the gym, right? Lifting the weights is taking action. When you want to build your business, maybe in sales, taking the phone and doing a phone call. This is taking action because it's bringing you closer to your goal. And when we stay with the sales example, what is preparing for action? Preparing for action would be, for example, doing sales training, right? Handling objection, doing role plays with your friends who are also into sales, talking to your sales mentor maybe, who is better than you, and you ask him questions. All of this would be preparing for action because you're preparing for like the real life situation, like the real life scenarios. But only training, doing sales training, only handling objection in theory, but never getting out into the field and actually calling prospects, doing cold calls, doing sales calls will not bring you a single dollar, a single euro, or whatever currency you earn. So it's not bringing you closer to your goal. The same with the business, right? Preparing for action in this scenario would be, okay, maybe watching the video courses that you might have bought, going through all the YouTube videos about the topic. This would be preparing for action because you're preparing for something, but you're not actually executing. Taking action when you want to build your maybe e-commerce brand would be, okay, actually searching for the products, right? Trying to find winning products, trying to talk to suppliers, trying to build your website. And last but not least, an example about that you all maybe can relate to is improving in life, becoming a better person, self-improvement if you want, right? So preparing for taking action would be watching self-improvement YouTubers all day long, watching content that maybe helps you to improve, that helps you to implement things better. This would be preparing for action, right? Because you're actually not doing anything. Right, but you're still just sitting there, maybe in your bed, maybe somewhere in the kitchen, and watching a video. In and of itself, just watching self-improvement YouTubers, just watching a video will not improve your life. Taking action in this scenario would be, for example, going to the gym, meditating, journaling, executing what you're hearing in this video. Alright, I appreciate that you watched until the end. If you are in this phase, or when you catch yourself that you are in this learning phase right now about something, whatever it might be, then I want to challenge you right now. At the end of this week, at least at the end of this week, you will stop or you will end this learning phase and you will start executing. Maybe if you're like in a learning phase for too long, at the end of today, you will stop your learning phase and you will start executing. You will start with the first step, the very first step, whatever it might. And from there, if you have the feeling, okay, you need to continue learning more, what you then do is an alternative, which is way better, which is step-by-step learning. We don't learn everything at once, but we learn like a little bit, execute it immediately, and then learn the next step that we have to learn in order to continue, right? Because this is the way better way about learning, because it's the only way where we actually have some progress. This is my message for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. And again, the motto of this channel is 10 years of hard work for 50 years of freedom, because I really truly believe if we put in 10 years of hard work, we will be set up for the rest of our life. We can do whatever we want. We can travel to Medellin, to Jardín Botánico, where we are right now. But important is that we actually fill up this 10 years with taking action, not only with preparing for taking action, but with taking action. So again, thanks for watching, and let's take some action.